New York Times bestselling author Kate T. Parker is out with a brand new book, and it features girls and women from all walks of life.
She strives to uplift and empower with the message that everyone has a voice and everyone's voice matters, and she does it through pictures. Today in the backstory, Holly Menino spoke with Kate about her new book, Force of Nature.
Joining me now is Kate T. Parker. She is the author of Strong is the New Pretty, a celebration of girls being themselves. This is a book she released a couple years ago. Now she has a new book called Force of Nature. It's a celebration of girls and women raising their voices. So, Kate, tell me about this new book. What will we find in it?
So this new book is it's a part of the Strong is the New Pretty series. So it's a very similar feel. It's photos of girls and women this time with quotes from them. And I love to make books that I would have wanted for myself as a kid. And also I'm a mom of two girls. My oldest daughter is the cover of Strong is the New Pretty, and my youngest daughter is the cover of Force of Nature. So it's a little bit of nepotism in my covers, but I tend to get the best pictures of my kids. And this next book is really celebrating the power of the female voice, how girls and women can use it to change the world or their world.
Why was this book, the new one, Force of Nature, something that you felt needed to come out at this time?
I mean, I think it's so important. I wanted girls and women to know that we are powerful beyond what we think. The world tends to put us in these categories with low expectations. I didn't want this for myself. I didn't want this for my girls and or girls and women in general. I wanted the opposite. I wanted us to realize that, like, we can be loud, we can be in your face. That is totally okay, and that's encouraged. I didn't want girls and women to think that they needed to stifle their thoughts and their feelings to be accepted, to be beautiful, to really get anywhere in this world. I just love our full selves. Like, the cover photo of this book is just like our full selves. And I just wanted to sort of encourage whatever that feeling was.
For those folks that don't know about Strong is the New Pretty, tell people what they'll find in your first book.
So it's probably over like 400 girls and telling their stories about what makes them feel strong. And it's really this girls in their passions, whether they are wrestling or artists or singers, whatever the thing that makes girls feel like they come alive and what makes them feel strong. That's what that book is about. And then Force of Nature takes that a little bit further and focuses on how they use their voices and how they find that power to speak up and speak out, how they find that courage.
Kate, what do you hope a 10-year-old takes away from this book?
I mean, I hope that girls and women recognize that they are powerful, and that I feel like there's so many stories in this book that like there's a group of high school seniors that didn't like the way that the regulations from the Department of Education in Washington had changed in their school. So they hired a lawyer and they sued the US government at 16 and 17 years old. And I don't know that everyone needs to do that or has that same issue, but I love the idea of that moment and that recognition, and hopefully this book does that sparks in girls and women that this is not okay, and that I am powerful and courageous enough to make that change. So it's not sitting with these things that are not right. So I hopefully that is the message that girls and women get from this book.
What were some of your other favorite moments putting this book together?
Oh my gosh, there's so many amazing girls and women in this book. There is Zoe, who is the CEO at 10 years old of her own company. Zoe has curly black hair, could not find a doll that had hair similar to hers. And her mom went out and got a doll, but it had straight silky hair. And Zoe did not have straight silky hair. And so she decided, I'm going to make dolls for girls that have hair just like me. And now she's the CEO of her company called Beautiful Curly Me, which is amazing. The girls that I talked about who sue the US government. And then also there's this amazing young woman named Elizabeth, who is a she's non-speaking autistic woman and became valedictorian of her college class and gave her valedictory speech through her speaking device, and also has her own nonprofit encouraging other people who are also non-speaking to find ways to communicate. So I just find these, I mean, talk about inspirational.
Yeah, how do you find women, girl, all ages? What do you hope the 20-year-old woman, the 40-year-old woman takes away from this book?
I mean, I hope that we take away from this book that the next generation is very hopeful, and that girls and women deserve more. This is a book about inspiration. It's about recognizing that we need to make ourselves heard, and that we have the power within us and we have the courage within us to do that. And hopefully that inspires people to just, even in small ways, use their voice.
And you're using your talent to change the world with these books too. Kate, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Letting girls and women know that they can be anything they want and whenever they want, really.
That's right.
Yeah.
What an inspiring read that is, right?
Definitely.
Thinking all those inspirational stories. And yeah, women,
Yeah.
girls, you can do anything. And darn it, get it done.
Do anything and be anything.
That's
Yep.
right.